Jason Wilcox, Manchester United's director of football, has addressed supporters ahead of the club's first preseason game against Wrexham. Manchester United finished third in the Premier League last season, securing a return to the Champions League. The club's campaign was shortened by early cup exits, losing to Grimsby Town in the Carabao Cup and to Brighton in the FA Cup. At least 8 additional games will be played this season due to Champions League qualification. In his column on the United website, Wilcox wrote, "Last season, I wrote about the sense of responsibility to help get this great club back to the top." He continued, "A year on, we can be proud of the progress we have made towards our ultimate goals. We have taken great strides forward and can be confident that we have the right structures and processes in place to achieve regular and sustained success in the future." Wilcox added that, "Michael has done an excellent job and thoroughly earned the opportunity to continue as head coach of our men's team." He noted that Michael Carrick's side recorded United's highest points tally in the Premier League since he returned to the club. Before moving to the next update, a quick note: if you're finding this breakdown useful, this is Final Whiz, and subscribing helps this channel keep delivering Manchester United news like this every single day. Hit like, drop a comment on today's biggest story for you, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Wilcox also credited the United women's team for reaching the quarter-finals of the Champions League last season, and the academy for reaching the FA Youth Cup final, during which 4 youngsters made their first team debuts. Wilcox concluded his column by thanking supporters directly. "On behalf of everyone at the club, I am grateful for the opportunity to directly thank you for your unwavering support." He added, "We remain hugely ambitious and our burning desire for every Manchester United team to compete for the biggest honours continues to drive us forward." United's men's team began pre-season preparations at the start of July, with a group of senior players and academy stars flying to Helsinki to face Wrexham. The club has confirmed 3 new signings this summer: Andre Onana, Andre Santos from Chelsea, Youri Tielemans from Aston Villa, and free agent goalkeeper Karl Darlow. Santos was included in the travelling squad for the Wrexham match and could make his debut this weekend. Separately, Harry Maguire legally changed his name to avoid being called a nickname his mother disliked. Maguire was born Jacob, the name recorded on his original birth certificate. Speaking on TNT Sports, Maguire explained, "My mom decided to call me Jacob Harry Maguire when I was born. Then after 3 months, people started calling me Jakey. She didn't like it, so she swapped it around to Harry Jacob Maguire, but she couldn't change it by passport until I was 18. As soon as I was 18, I changed it around, so it's actually officially Harry Jacob now." The change coincided with his professional debut for Sheffield United against Middlesbrough. Maguire earned a place in the PFA League One Team of the Year in consecutive seasons before joining Hull City, then Leicester City, before Manchester United signed him for £80 million in 2019, making him the most expensive British player in history at the time. He has made over 250 appearances for United and signed a contract extension until June 2027, with the option of an additional year. United face Wrexham on Saturday in their opening pre-season fixture, played at the Helsinki Olympic Stadium in Finland. This marks United's first European pre-season tour since 2002, excluding World Cup years affected by COVID. The squad remains without players who featured at the World Cup, some still involved in the tournament and others given rest after elimination. Santos is available for selection, while Darlow was left out of the squad, and Tielemans is absent due to a post-World Cup break. Benjamin Casemiro did not travel, continuing an individual recovery program following an injury from last season. Writers covering the club have offered differing predictions for United's starting 11. One prediction features Tom Heaton in goal, with Jadon Cambuala and Harry Amas at full-back, and Harry Maguire and Lenny Yoro at centre-back. In this setup, Diego Dorgu starts on the left, Amad Diallo on the right, and Kobbie Mainoo through the middle, supported by Tyler Fletcher. A second prediction places focus on Santos's involvement following his transfer from Chelsea, supported in midfield by Toby Collier and Mason Mount, with Cambuala at right-back and Shea Lacey among the forwards. A third view has Radek Vitek in goal, Dorgu tested at left-back, Collier and Mount in midfield, and Ethan Williams starting on the left wing to balance the squad. Turning to transfer news, Morgan Rogers' future has become a major talking point this summer. The 23-year-old Aston Villa midfielder has drawn interest from Arsenal, though Villa's reported asking price of £130 million has so far blocked any deal. According to Football Insider, Villa have stayed silent on whether Rodgers has a release clause in his current contract. Both Tielemans and PSG-bound Lucas Digne had release clauses activated this summer, but Villa have not confirmed the same for Rodgers. Should such a clause exist, several clubs, including United, could pursue him. United's own Marcus Rashford also had a clause in his contract, which has now expired. Rashford spent last season on loan at Barcelona, but the club chose not to activate the £26 million purchase option. Barcelona instead signed Anthony Gordon for £70 million in May, a player who occupies the same position as Rashford. A separate exit clause worth £40 million, which could not be triggered by Manchester City or Liverpool, expired on July 15, according to The Athletic. Any future transfer involving Rashford will now require direct negotiation between clubs. Manchester United have announced their 25-man squad for the Wrexham friendly. The squad includes goalkeepers Tom Heaton, Radek Vitek, and Dermot Mee, defenders Harry Maguire, Patrick Dorgu, Lenny Yoro, Luke Shaw, Aidan Heaven, Harry Amas, Jadon Cambuala, and Dan Amati. Midfielders Mason Mount, Andre Santos, Jack Fletcher, Tyler Fletcher, Toby Collier, Dan Gore, Jacob Diallo, and Jim Thwaite, and forwards Joshua Zirkzee, Brian Bamo, Kobbie Mainoo, Ethan Wheatley, Shea Lacey, and Ethan Williams. Following the Wrexham match, United will travel to Norway to face Rosenborg, then to Sweden to play Atletico Madrid. Further fixtures follow against Paris Saint-Germain, Leeds United, and AC Milan. United's Premier League campaign begins against Hull City in mid-August, followed by a home fixture against Ipswich Town. If you're keeping up with all these squad changes and fixtures, drop a comment with Red Army, so more United fans can find this video, and if you haven't already, this is a good moment to subscribe to Final Whiz for every update as it happens. A separate dispute has developed between Gary Neville and Christian Romero following Argentina's World Cup victory over England. Romero called Neville stupid after the match, responding to comments Neville made ahead of the semi-final. Neville had said, "I don't see how we won't score at least 2 goals. Christian Romero and Lisandro Martinez seem to give away a goal between them in every match. I call them the best-worst centre-back pairing in the world because at times they are absolutely extraordinary, and the next instant they go from the sublime to the ridiculous." Romero responded to DS Sports, "The only thing that I hope for is that when I retire I am not that stupid. Hopefully I won't criticize a player or anyone because at the end of the day we are doing our best for our national team." He added, "Sometimes it goes right for us, sometimes badly, but we are just happy to be in a World Cup final again." Neville defended his original comments on Sky Sports, stating, "If they didn't have Lionel Messi up front, those Two should go and hug him every single minute of every single day because he's had to pull them out of the mire. They conceded 2 against Egypt and 2 against Cape Verde, 1 against Switzerland, and 1 against England. So they've conceded 6 goals in the knockout phase. Neville also referenced Romero's time at Tottenham, noting the club nearly went down and got relegated in the Premier League, conceding 65 goals the previous season. Romero signed a new contract with Tottenham 12 months ago and was given the club captaincy at the time. England's remaining fixture, a third-place playoff against France, is scheduled for Saturday at 10 p.m. Argentina will play Spain in the World Cup final on Sunday at 8 p.m. Away from the first team, Manchester United's academy players are supported by a Manchester-based sports therapy clinic called HEKAS, run by founder Sila. Academy forward JJ Gabriel scored 26 goals in 29 appearances last season and has used the clinic's recovery methods to build physical resilience. Sila said of introducing Gabriel to a stretching device. At the beginning, JJ was like, this is so painful. This guy wants to kill me. But a month later, he knew the benefit of it. He could run quicker and jump higher. Defender Godwin Kukoni, an 18-year-old, scored a header in the FA Youth Cup final against Manchester City and made 37 appearances for United's U18 and U21 sides last season. Kukoni recovered from an injury in under 3 weeks with support from the clinic, returning to action 21 days after the initial setback. Fellow academy defender Jadon Nwaneri also uses the clinic following a hip injury sustained during first-team training, and has since signed scholarship terms with the club after attracting interest from European sides. That covers Wilcox's message, the confirmed preseason squad, the Rodgers and Rashford clause situations, and the Neville-Romero exchange. If this kind of detailed United coverage is what you come here for, subscribe to Final Whiz, tap like, and leave a comment on which story stood out most today. It helps this channel keep bringing these updates to more supporters every day.